Hello, everybody. I'm Bishop E.W. Jackson, former candidate for U.S. Senate here in Virginia. Unfortunately, the primary didn't work out quite the way we had hoped, but we fought the good fight, we finished the course, we kept the faith. I want to thank each and every one of you who prayed for me, worked for me, contributed to my campaign, and voted for me. God bless you. But now we look to the future. And we have a critical election on November the 6th. And people have been asking me, are you going to endorse anyone? Who are you going to endorse? And so in order to set the record straight, I've come to make clear what my endorsement positions are. And I'm going to endorse every congressional and Senate Republican who is running. I brought my list so that I make sure I don't leave anybody out. I'm going to give them to you name by name and one by one. So as of today, I am personally and officially endorsing Rob Whitman in the first, Scott Taylor in the second, Denver Riggleman in the fifth, Ben Klein in the sixth, Thomas O in the eighth, Morgan Griffith in the ninth, Barbara Comstock in the 10th, Jeff Dove in the 11th, and I've saved the last two because these are personal friends of mine, and I have a personal interest in them. I'm enthusiastically supporting all of these candidates, but these are personal friends, and I think these races are special. Ryan McAdams in the fourth. Ryan McAdams is running against Donald McEachin. Ryan McAdams is a friend and a fellow pastor, and Ryan McAdams will serve all the people of the fourth, regardless of race or background or economic status. Donald McEachin will serve nobody in the fourth but himself. And I also want to endorse Dave Bratt in the seventh. Dave Bratt is also a personal friend of mine, and Dave Bratt is in grave danger of losing that seat, and we cannot afford to lose Dave Bratt. So I'm encouraging you, if your particular congressional race is already decided in effect because it's a safe seat, go work for Dave Bratt, contribute to Dave Bratt, help Dave Bratt to get reelected because they are out to get him. Not only his opposing candidate, but the news media as well. And so I want to encourage everyone to do everything you can to make sure that all of these candidates are reelected. Now, last but certainly not least, people have been asking me, what about Corey Stewart? And I said in the past, my policy has been not to endorse a candidate who had not asked for my endorsement. Corey Stewart had not asked until recently, but I decided even before he contacted me that I was going to endorse him anyway, that I was going to endorse all the Republican candidates. But Corey did in fact call me and ask for my endorsement. And so it is my pleasure to give Corey Stewart my endorsement for United States Senate. Now, let me say up front, for all of you, I realize every candidate I've just listed may not be your first choice, okay? I hope for Senate. For some of you, Corey's not necessarily your first choice because I was. But this is no longer about whether you get the choice that you wanted. This is about whether President Donald J. Trump gets to move his agenda forward or gets impeached. Let me say that again. This is about whether President Donald J. Trump gets to move his agenda forward or gets impeached. Because if the House is taken over by Democrats, they will impeach the President of the United States. There's no basis for it. There's no ground for it. Look, I'm a lawyer. I know something about constitutional law. There's absolutely no basis for it, but they will do it anyway. And I believe that in doing so, they will precipitate a constitutional crisis in this country unlike anything we've seen since the Civil War. And I mean that. We cannot allow them to take over the House. We've got to keep the House and the Senate in the hands of Republicans. So forget about whether this particular congressional Republican candidate is your first choice or whether the Senate candidate is your first choice. And let's focus on the choice we need to make in order to make sure that President Donald J. Trump gets to fulfill his agenda for this country because it's the right one. Look, the Bible says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And folks, you may not get an entirely righteous candidate in every Republican. I'm willing to concede that. But 99.99% of the time, you're going to get a wicked candidate in any Democrat. And they'll never concede that, but it's still the truth. So we've got to get these Republicans elected. And I'm here to stand with them and encourage them. I will campaign with any of them that ask for my help. But I'm going to be out there in whatever way I can, plugging. And I'm asking you to do the same. Don't just vote. I'm asking you to make phone calls, knock on doors, write letters, contribute financially. Do everything you can to make sure that these candidates get elected, because we desperately need them in Congress to help support the President of the United States. So look, God bless you. I am optimistic. I am confident. I believe that the election of President Trump was providential, and I don't believe God is done with our country. I believe we're going to see another breakthrough, just like we saw in 2016, another breakthrough of the same kind and quality and character on November 6th of 2018. But we've got to work like everything depends upon us, and then pray like everything depends upon God. So God bless you. God bless these congressional candidates. God bless President Trump. And God bless the United States of America.